Hi, this is Joe97 Reviews and welcome to Retro Recommendations. For those of you that don't know, Retro Recommendations is when I pick a film from the 30s to the 40s, 50s and up to the 60s that I think everyone should check out. These can be anything from well-known classics to lesser-known, more obscure features. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the 1962 psychological horror thriller film, Carnival of Souls.
Carnival of Souls arouses such emotion that the management has been forced to state positively no refunds. Carnival of Souls is the shocker of all time, guaranteed to sweep you into a new dimension of picture making. You can't afford to miss Carnival of Souls.
Now before we get on to the review, it would be great if you could drop a like on the video if you enjoy it, and if you're feeling extra generous, hit the subscribe button. Now without further ado, let's take a trip back to the 1960s and explore a carnival that isn't quite like anything you've seen before. Carnival of Souls follows Mary Henry, played by Candice Hillegas, who is recovering from a car accident of which she was the only survivor. She takes a job in a new town as a church organist when she begins to have visions of a phantom figure and is unnaturally drawn to an abandoned carnival. After an admittedly jarring and clunky beginning, the eerie atmosphere of this eccentric 60s psychological thriller washed over me and I became transfixed throughout the short 78-minute runtime. Led by a thoroughly engaging central performance by Candice Hillegas, boasting frequently unique cinematography, interesting technical choices and fantastic sound design that helps craft a film that delivers far more than its incredibly low budget should. The film presents itself in an intentionally disorientating and towards the end especially cryptic manner. The time between Mary emerging from the accident and arriving in the new town is pretty much non-existent and effectively sets an uneasy and almost dreamlike tone to the proceedings. From there, the film is essentially us viewing Mary's increasingly erratic and disturbing visions as she attempts to go about her day-to-day life. What this film executes near perfectly is a sense of isolation and a truly haunting portrayal of paranoia and how it feels to go through an episode potentially brought on by physical and mental trauma. This is largely due to the fantastic location cinematography and the choice of locales. The monolithic church, decrepit ex-carnival and the claustrophobic inn where Mary resides all equally bring their own atmosphere. The ambiguity is there as well, and Carnival of Souls occasionally pulls the rug from under you when you think you've got it worked out. Whilst it's suitably spine-tingling at points, the film does only really rely on one sort of scare technique. The makeup and costumes for those hounding Mary are off-putting, and greatly inspired by the German Expressionist era, especially the cabinet of Dr. Caligari. The sound design is stellar, from the blend of organ hums interspersed with carnival romp, to the film cutting all sound aside from Mary, leading to booming footstep echoes and every voice crack and waver being felt. Candice Hillegas carries this film brilliantly, perfectly capturing the bewilderment, fear and wide-eyed panic of her scenario, seamlessly moving between spaced out, sociable and optimistic to full-on raving hysteria. Whilst not as focused upon as Mary, the supporting characters played by Frances Feist and Sydney Berger do their jobs well, and director Herc Harvey himself brings an intensely creepy performance to The Man. Carnival of Souls ticked off a lot of boxes for me in terms of what I want from a psychological horror. Definitely ahead of its time and budget in many ways, and led by a fantastic lead performance. The film can feel a little bare bones and repetitive at times, but if you're on board for what it has to offer, you'll find it's an easy to be wrapped up in its atmosphere. Overall, I'd give Carnival of Souls 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching the video guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you've seen Carnival of Souls, or what's your favourite psychological horror or thriller, maybe from the 60s or before. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, it means a lot, and I'll speak again soon on the next video. Cheers.